Hi, I'm Tara the Foodie, and I take the mystery out of cooking for you. You ever feel like eating something naughty after a day of drinking or a night out partying? Are you watching what you eat and you're just ready for a cheat day? Well, how does this sound? In this episode, I'm going to show you how to make pulled pork potato pancake stacks. A crispy, hot potato pancake topped with barbecue pulled pork, crisp raw white onion, and a hot creamy chipotle cheddar cheese sauce. And then layer that with another crispy potato pancake, more pulled pork, onion, and cheese sauce. And then garnish that delicious stack with jalapeno pepper, tomato, and parsley. That's gonna be good. Let's get started. In this recipe, we'll be using the ingredients that you see here. For the potato pancakes, we're gonna take 3 pounds of potatoes. We are going to peel these and then shred them up in the food processor. You could also grate them with a box grater if you don't have a food processor. We're also going to put in the food processor this yellow onion and grate that up. That's gonna make up the potato pancake mixture along with some flour, salt, and panko breadcrumbs. We are also going to be using pulled pork. Now we could take hours to slow cook a pork butt or a pork shoulder and make pulled pork, and that would be great, but we're not gonna do that today. We're gonna make it a little easier. This is pulled pork that I have had many times. I buy it at Costco. We also saw it at our local grocery store. So we're gonna be using this shortcut today. We're also gonna be using the shortcut of just using jarred barbecue sauce. We're also gonna make a chipotle cheddar cheese sauce. This is gonna be so good. We're gonna make a roux with flour and butter and milk, and then add our cheese and our salt, and that's basically how you make a cheese sauce. Let's get prepping. The first thing we're gonna prep is our onion. We're gonna go ahead and dice this onion up. Next, we are going to dice up 1 jalapeno pepper.
You done playing with your food?
Yeah. I should probably wipe this off. Yeah. All gone. I'm just gonna go ahead and finely dice this jalapeno. Next, we are going to chop up some cherry tomatoes.
Look at those little buddies.
Now I'm gonna chop up some parsley. So we've got the garnishes done. We're gonna take our carnitas, our barbecue sauce, and our garlic and head on over to the stove. We are going to heat up our pulled pork. So you just kind of open this package up, slide out the tray, and it just comes like this. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the fire here, just a medium. And then I'm gonna just use my kitchen shears and cut this open, kind of right into it, and get the pork out. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of oil to the pot. And that way I'm not putting the pork in a dry pan. Okay. Nice.
Oh, what is that?
It's my favorite spoon.
Why is it your favorite spoon?
This says Mom's Kitchen. I'm gonna go ahead and start breaking up this pork with a wooden spoon. And I'm also going to add about 1/4 cup of just some water. And you can hear that. That's gonna start steaming up and warming up our pork. So what we wanna do at this point is just turn the heat down to low. We're gonna add a little extra flavor. We're gonna add 3 cloves of garlic to the pot. So we'll get our handy dandy garlic press. If you don't have one of these, you have to get one. It just improves your life. And there's a link to this down in the description box if you wanna grab one of your own. Go ahead and just pop that clove in, skin and all, and press it right into your pot. Scrape it off, pull out the peel. Do that with 3 cloves of garlic. Okay. And I'm just gonna stir this up a little bit so that I can start to smell the fresh garlic. And now I'm gonna go ahead and add the barbecue sauce. I'm gonna shake up this barbecue sauce.
Keep shaking it. There you go. You're done.
All right, let's go ahead and pour in this barbecue sauce. The pork is warmed up and we're just incorporating barbecue sauce now. We're gonna go ahead and move on and make our cheese sauce. We're making a chipotle cheddar cheese sauce. Let's go to the stove. We're going to turn our heat up to medium high. We want it kind of nice and hot. So we are going to take about 2 tablespoons of butter, a little extra for good measure. We're not trying to brown the butter, we just are melting the butter. So I'm gonna turn it down to medium so that it doesn't get too hot, too brown. Now that the butter is melted, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of flour and go ahead and just start stirring that around to incorporate with the butter. We don't need to cook this for very long. We just want to cook it for about a minute to get the raw flour taste out of this roux. So you're looking for a blonde color, not like a brown or a golden brown or anything. And you can see as you start to get it all incorporated, kind of bubbles up, spreads out, and you don't see any chunks anymore. Now, I'm going to... I'm sorry, Spatch, I don't need you right now. We're going to switch to a whisk and slowly add the milk and whisk, whisk, whisk as we go. You can see that it incorporates into the flour, it thickens, it's starting to turn into a creamy sauce. And then you want to whisk, whisk, whisk to get as many of the little chunks out as you can and let it come back up to temperature. I'm going to put the heat back up to medium high, not high, but medium high, because we want to bring this mixture to a little bubble. If you keep whisking, you can start to see that it's thickening a bit, how it's moving in the pan, the steam kind of rising, and now you can see those little bubbles. See that? So when you see those little bubbles, we're going to start to add our cheese. So I'm going to turn the fire back down to low now that we're at a point where the sauce is nice and heated through, and I am gonna shred our cheese into, it's so soft. Just shred it down as far as you can without hurting yourself and move on to the next chunk. And then, eat it, hand it to your cameraman, let him eat it. So I'm gonna stir this cheese in and then determine, I'll probably add a little of the yellow cheese too, just for some extra added cheese flavor. And also you can see that it's very thick and I want to thin this sauce out. So I'm thinking I'm going to add a little beer.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I'm going to add, let's see, this will be about a 1/4 cup. Like that. I'm going to start with that because beer cheese sauce is never a bad thing. We can also add more milk, and you want to keep some extra milk on hand to thin your sauce if you need to. A little more milk, so a 1/4 cup more milk or so. And then I'm going to add a bit more cheddar cheese, the sharp cheddar cheese, to give it more cheddar cheese color. About a 1/2 cup, boop, of that. We want it nice and cheesy. And now we'll go ahead and stir that in, and we'll see if it's at the consistency that we want. So I think the consistency is perfect at this point. It's thick like I want so that it will cling to the pulled pork and the potato pancakes. You don't want it to be too thin, and it's looking pretty nice and smooth. Now we want to add our 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm totally going to just eyeball this, but it's about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We'll go ahead and put that in, and that's to wake up the cheese flavor so it really pops. We're going to stir that in. So now it's time for us to make our potato pancakes, aka latkes. First, we are going to peel 3 pounds of potatoes, and then I'm going to shred them in this food processor. This is the greatest invention of all time. Let me go peel these real quick, and I'll be right back. What time is it? 4:20. And we're making Munchies food. Oh, I don't think that's a coincidence. Oh, dude.
Dude. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I have here 3 pounds of peeled potatoes and 1 large white onion. I've got this plate attached to the arm here. You put on the top. This is a Cuisinart, and I have a link to this same processor down below in the description if you would like to get one for yourself. Now you're going to squeeze the back of this thing. When you do, you can pull off this part. This is where you pop in your first potato. As long as it fits, it's fine. You can probably even put 2 in there. Put in whatever fits, and then you're going to put this back on, and you're going to press this down until it clicks. Now I'm going to put my hand here, and I'm going to be pressing down while I hit this on button. Here we go. That's it. I mean, look at this. So we're going to then pull this off, put in some more potato. Okay, put this back on, press down, click, and go.
And that wasn't even sped up or nothing.
No.
It's like real time.
This is why you need one of these. It just makes your life so easy.
It's like 2 seconds.
We have all of our potatoes shredded. I'm going to turn it and pull this part off now. And you'll always have like a couple of like flat little pieces on top, just whatever, you know, just put them to the side because they're not going to work for this recipe. Then you pull this off and you've got your shredded potato. Go ahead and get yourself a bigger bowl and put your shredded potatoes into the bowl. Look at that loveliness. Now, in this same container, we're going to put our attachment back on. You just turn it until it falls down into it. Okay. Put the top back on. Pull this off. And you're going to take, it's 1 large onion. So this is how big it is, about like this. And you're going to take the onion. We'll do it 1/2 at a time and shred the onion. So fun. It's fun too. Put all your onion in there. Just kind of use your hands and mix that onion into your potatoes. Now, what you'll notice when you look at this potato mixture is that it's a bit wet. So once your mixture is mixed up, we are going to get a clean kitchen towel.
I smell those onions up here.
All right, so grab yourself a clean kitchen towel and open it up on your cutting board, and then take your potato mixture and put it into the towel. You want to gather up your towel, and we'll just put this bowl here to kind of catch the liquid, and then just start squeezing away. I'm pretty sure I should have Juicy Joe do this because he's way stronger than me.
Boop.
Hi, baby.
Get out of the way. Oh.
You can keep that together and squeeze as much out as you can because it might fly out.
No, it won't fly out.
Okay.
I'll get it, man.
Thank you, honey.
Oh!
This is a job made for Juicy Joe. Use those delicious mussels for good. Use them for good. So we've got our potato and onion mixture here that's been just squished to death by Juicy Joe to get all the moisture as possible out of it. So we're going to take 2 large eggs and crack them into a separate little bowl, and then just poke the yolks. Go ahead and scramble them up so that they can evenly distribute through the mixture. Now, let's go ahead and take a nice big bowl and add this potato and onion mixture to the bowl. So we are going to pour in our 2 large eggs. And then we're going to get some panko breadcrumbs. And let's start with a 1/3 cup. And if we need more, we can always add more. And then we're going to add a tablespoon of salt. Now go ahead and take your hands and mix all that together. We're going to add some more panko breadcrumbs because it's not sticking together just yet. I'm going to add another 1/3 cup. That's what I'm going to do. At least, maybe more. I've never made these before.
You're taking the mystery.
I'm taking the mystery out of cooking for myself too. I'm just gonna pour in some more. I mean, when you're making something like this, you want to just kind of like you're making meatballs or something like that. You add a little bit more until you can feel that whatever you're making is going to kind of hold together enough for your purposes. So we added, I would say we added a cup of panko breadcrumbs, and it's still, I feel like it needs something more to hold it together. The thing is, we should have put the salt in to the potatoes before we wrung them out because salt draws water out of vegetables. We know that. And so that was my bad. Because we added the salt after, we have to soak up that extra liquid. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon and a half. And we're going to see how this goes. And just kind of mix that in. And I can already feel it's getting a lot more like a gluey kind of texture. And I think that was exactly what we needed. All right, so I made a patty out of these potatoes, and it seems to be holding together enough where we'll be able to fry them. So I'm going to make as many of these as I can and place them on a sheet pan so they are ready to put into the hot oil and fry them. In this pot, I have some canola oil, maybe an inch deep, and I'm heating that up on high right now. We are going to heat it to 350. Oh, okay. We're definitely at 350. Okay. 350. Okay. Okay. So grab one of your potato pancakes and gently lay it into the oil. And grab another. And I'm just going to do 2 at a time, just so I have a lot of room to maneuver and be able to flip them over. So we are going to fry these for about 2 to 4 minutes, depending on how long it takes for them to turn a golden brown underneath. And once we can see that they are a golden brown, we're going to flip them over and fry them to a golden brown on the other side. Now you can see you can see the ring around. And I can feel underneath they're, pretty sturdy and fried. So I am going to go ahead and make the executive decision to flip these.
Oh.
There we go. All right. Okay. We did it. It looks pretty good. So now we're going to fry them on the other side, close to the same amount of time, probably a little less time since they've already been sort of cooking while the other side was frying. All right, we're going to take a look at these and see if they're ready. Oh yeah, they're ready. Go ahead and put them on a wire rack, and we put a wire rack over a cutting board. And put that on there. Oh, okay. I like doing them 2 at a time though, because I feel like I have plenty of room to work. So while those are frying, we just took these 2 out of the oil, and that means we have to quickly salt the tops of them. Some yummy salt on top of that. So we've got all of our glorious crispy potato pancakes here resting on the wire rack, and we've salted all of them. So now all that's left to do is assemble. Okay, it's time to taste. I'm going to put my fork down here and just cut down with my knife and attempt to show you this bite. Get a little sour cream. That was a big bite. That's really good. Oh my gosh. I want you to see something. So take a look at that. That gloriousness. It's like a potato pancake pulled pork birthday cake. Just cut down into it and enjoy all the layers of goodness. Wow.
How good is it, Ben?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I can't wait to just dig into this. Should we get naked first before we eat it?
Probably.
Oh my gosh. This is good. This just feels like naughty food. You know, every once in a while, it's fun to put something like this together. I highly recommend making this cheese sauce. It's really yummy. The pulled pork with the barbecue sauce, the onion flavor coming from inside the potato pancake, as well as on the outside from the raw onion. And I'm really excited and proud of the potato pancakes themselves. It's the first time I ever made them. That was clear. They are crispy on the outside, salted just enough, and tender. It's delicious, and you should make it. Thank you again for coming and hanging out with me. Thank you so much for subscribing, for hitting the like button, for hitting the notification bell down below so you never miss one of my videos. And share this video if you enjoy it with your friends and family so that they can come and hang out with us as well. I'm Tara the Foodie, and I will see you next time.